Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure, we're hiking out to a very familiar location, one that I personally love to frequent. Very remote, very small location in here that's been cleared out. We still got the fire pit from the last time I was here, and this area is absolutely lush and full of greenery. It is very warm out today. The breeze is pushing in off the lake. We got a little bit of clouds in the sky. Don't know what's going to happen with the weather. But now that I've got the tent and everything inside set up, it's time to get started on a hot coffee. Alright guys, so I've got my coffee brewed up here, just relaxing, enjoying this breeze that's pushing through the forest right off of the lake. I'm hoping later on tonight cool air really sets in and the temperatures drop, because it is really warm out right now. So on this trip I decided to go with kind of minimalistic items. I brought the Trangia stove, comes with a couple pots, pan, simple meal plan this evening. Going to be cooking up a little bit of beef, but I have to do that sooner than later because it is warm and it's probably not frozen in my backpack anymore. So I do want to cook that up soon, get all that stuff squared away, and then welcome in the evening. I did decide to bring a canvas tent with me this time because it is forecasted to rain and be muggy and just nasty. I don't know if the rain's actually going to come in, but I wanted a breathable tent with a very large mesh window to get that breeze inside so there won't be any condensation, because the last thing I want is condensation inside the tent if it's going to be nasty and sticky outside of the tent. So I'm going to relax for a little bit. Boomer is passed out taking a nap in a bed of moss. He hasn't moved. He's had plenty of water and food, but he's just tuckered out. It's too hot for him. So I'm going to enjoy this and take it all in, and I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, with coffee all finished up, I've been relaxing for a little bit right in front of the lake, and the winds are picking up. The skies are looking very dark and gray. Big clouds rolling in. So I'm very excited about that. But I did also collect a bunch of this wood that I'm going to break up for a little bit of firewood for a small campfire later this evening, if the weather permits. I did not bring a saw with me on this trip, so big pieces like this I'm either going to have to break with my foot or just burn them in half and then fold them in and recycle them back into the fire. The fire pit is really safe in this location. It's actually blocked by the wind, and there's rocks on the ground. If you guys missed the video when I camped here probably about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, go back and watch that and you'll see how all that was built. And everything went well on that trip, so I'm anticipating everything to go well on this trip as well. I was going to cook food over the fire, but given the lateness in the day and the clouds and the unknown weather, I really don't want to be lighting the fire early in the day and going that route and then getting stopped halfway through. So what I'm going to do is prep up this wood really quickly, get the fire lay prepped and ready to go, and then I'm going to change my attention over to cooking, getting that stuff situated, and hopefully get everything cleaned up and then enjoy a fire as the nightfall enters the forest, and hopefully everything goes well with that weather, because I'm really excited for some nasty weather on this adventure. Alright guys, supper's all finished up and nightfall is just about here. Cold air is finally rolling in. I gotta say, it definitely feels nice. So, I've got a little bit of firewood here. It is still quite warm out, even though the night air is coming in. So I definitely don't need the fire for heat, is what I'm trying to say. I would like to have a little bit of a good, nice camp vibe with the fire. So, all the wood here is softwood. There's really no hardwood around here right now at this time, and I don't have a saw, like I said, so I'm gonna have to light this fire and feed the big pieces in. I want to keep the fire small and simple. I don't need it big. I don't want to have to move back. It will help keep all these bugs away with the smoke, but like I said, I want to have a little bit of a camp vibe before I crawl into the tent. I want the crackling, the sounds, the sights, you know what I mean? Like I just lately, going camping without a fire is driving me nuts. And I feel you have to end the night with a fire, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a small fire going here in just a few minutes. Do a little bit of a prep here just to make sure I've got enough and everything's where I need it. All my food stuff and dishes are all cleaned up. They're over by the tent. I have a little bit of a drink left, and I think it's just about time to kick back and relax with this. So let's get it going. All right, so finally jumping inside of the tent, getting ready to get out of these heavy, wet, sweaty clothes, change into a pair of shorts, and finally relax. The campfire is barely burning right now. I can see it right out the door. I've got the solid panel still open. The clouds are crazy dark gray just before darkness there, and coming into the tent, it was actually sprinkling with rain a little bit and then it stopped. So fingers crossed we get a plummet of temperature and overnight rain. I would love that. So I've got one light here totally lighting up the tent. That's going to get dimmed down here because it's too bright for me. I don't like it that bright, but it does help seeing everything in this tent. As earlier mentioned, this is a poly cotton, or as I like to say, canvas tent. This will mitigate any kind of condensation and drastically improve breathability of the tent, which is exactly what you need on a rainy or even a hot, humid day, is breathability with durability. So, down sleeping bag. This is the Nature Hike CW400. I don't think I'm going to need this. And the sleeping pad that I'm using is the Mylar insulated pad from Atepa. The tent, of course, is the Nortent Vern 1 PC. And that's the three big items on this trip. Very, very, very happy with these. So I'm going to get out of these clothes. I am starting to sweat because way hot. I need to get out of this and let that breeze just loft in here, chill down, and cool off a little bit. So I'm going to watch a movie and say goodnight to you guys, and I'll see you first thing in the morning for coffee. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, cloudy, cool morning out here today. Right now, sitting here on this rock on the edge of the lake, it is actually raining. It's so fine, it's a mist, but it is raining and I can feel it on my skin. The wind whisking it away is cooling me. Oh, it feels good after a day like yesterday. Definitely beautiful out here. So a hot cup of coffee right now is definitely needed. Yesterday was very hot. I imagine today's probably going to get up there in temps a little later on in the afternoon. And it's probably going to be really, really muggy, really sticky, and not the greatest weather for hiking. So I'm going to park my butt right here for now, enjoy this coffee, enjoy this beautiful view out here, and then it'll be pack up time and get out of here before the heat rises. But like I was saying, the wind coming through here, and I wished I could pick up on camera the mist. It's like a wall of like wet fog just rolling in. Absolutely incredible. Last night's sleep was beautiful. I put on a movie and I only got to watch half of it. I fell asleep. It came down with rain. I should mention that. Last night it was the weirdest thing. It was like pockets of rain were pushing in, and the tent just got hammered by heavy raindrops, and I grabbed the action camera and I went to turn it on and it stopped. The rain just stopped. And I sat there for a second thinking, okay, maybe it's going to come back. But I think what was happening is the wind up high was pushing the rain, which is probably way over there, and those raindrops were scattering over here through the forest. Really strange. It happened 3 times last night where I actually thought it was going to open up and pour with rain, but unfortunately it did not. So, cheers guys. Good morning. Let's enjoy some coffee. Alright guys, just doing a little bit of a cleanup here. It is going to be moments away from packing up the tent, getting everything tore down. The main reason is the rain is actually starting to push in. Right now I can't feel it here in the forest, but I'm only about 20 feet from the lake edge. And I would much rather keep the tent dry, as it pretty much is right now, rather than pack it up wet and then have to deal with airing it out at a later time. So that's the plan. Sleeping pads, sleeping bags, I'm going to ball those up, jam them in the bottom of the backpack. The canvas tent is very, very easy to fold up, and that's the beauty with using tents of this type of fabric, is they fold really well and they hold that fold while you're packing them away. It's not like backpacking tents where they're slippery fabrics and they sprawl out. You can't really roll them. Now, I understand just pack it in the bag like I do. Sometimes folding things is beneficial, and that's where this comes in. Folding it really holds its form. You can get it flat, long, a little bit wide, and then it packs into almost like a hydration sleeve to a backpack if you really want to. I'm not going to bother packing it into the bag that it comes with, that I unpacked it from yesterday. I'm just going to fold it neatly, pack it in, because even though it's dry, it is still kind of damp and it will mold if it gets packed away, so I don't want that to happen. So I'll just be unpacking it, later date, and drying it out, probably somewhere else later on today. So I'm going to wrap this up right here. I've got a little bit of stuff to clean up, get it in the backpack, and get out of here. I thank you guys very much for joining me. If you're interested in more content, down below in the description there are all kinds of links and useful tools there to navigate to more adventures. Or you guys can click on the channel, subscribe, and go down through all the videos, because I usually try to do 2 overnighters per week. sometimes even more. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you in the next adventure.